my time. Yeah, I'm to the game, but y'all might wanna say you whack. I stay like saying time. I can dance on it. Yeah, y'all looking at something like yeah. Girl told me that a man that can dance might could possibly get down with the tools. Man, let me see it vibrate. But when it's over, you ain't gonna need your bird. I'ma go make you bend your back load in the powder real bad, just like a perk. Yeah, yeah. Hey, big, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, back it up, back it up, girl. And I see you moving your head, go ahead. Get on the head, I'm straight, taking it. The girl say, man, like shit. Damn, I'm so sick, but I can't help my flow ridiculous. Boy, got a gift like you gotta be Christmas. I swag your kiss like you gotta be gifted. The girls on the cameras, they want pictures, the nigga on Kramer. See that? Metal to the bed while I'm saying my scriptures. Cause I think you holy like praying in the temple. One hit, I move with the letter of pencil. And my wrote mission, cut like tissue. Take a damn lie, cause she got pistol. And I don't think Donnie pick her up. This shit was hey, big, hey, yeah,
Somebody's in the club. Let me see your chest. Back it up. Drop it down. Let me see your chest. Scrub the ground. Let me see your chest. Push it up. Push it up. Let me see your chest. Shake, shake, shake. In here. Chest. Push your chest. In here. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. In here. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. In
hey,
here.
big, yeah, hey, big, yeah, hey, big, yeah, hey, yeah.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now.
Wobble,
Yeah,
wobble,
yeah,
wobble,
yeah,
wobble.
yeah. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up.
From London to Paris, from Berlin to Rome, you're searching for something, a place to call home. Been hiding your feelings, went out of control. Your destination's unknown. Town a new place. I knock on the door. You came stranger. The moment I saw you, I knew it for sure. You won't pack your bags anymore. Tell me. Love. You away from away. I know you discover. I want you to stay for can it be, boy? You're still a runaway. You chase a dream from heaven above. Where in this world will you find a place to stay? Run away from love. You
The Mackey FFA chapter strengthened stakeholder engagement this year through a unique partnership with the Idaho Public Television. Our students worked directly with the Outdoor Idaho team to film a segment highlighting our Fish Lab program and the collaborative efforts we share with the United States Forest Service and the Idaho Fish and Game. The project not only showcased student learning, but also highlighted the power of local partnerships in hands-on education. To extend the impact, we hosted a pre-screening event at the high school, inviting community members to view the segment and engage in a Q&A with the Idaho Public Television team. It was a meaningful opportunity to connect our students, partners, and community around the work we're doing together.
For the Melba FFA chapter serving as this year's chapter president, I'm just going to tell you of a few activities that the Melba FFA does throughout the year. We start off our year with our opening social, introducing FFA to our new members. And then we have our Veterans Day breakfast, where we just appreciate all the veterans in our community. And then in that same month, we have our Green Hat Green Hat, where we award all of our chapter degrees and Green Hat degrees. And then we have our Christmas party, where we just host a lot of activities for our members. And we have our big community service for the year, which is the Melba Community Auction in January. And then we have our National FFA Week, where we have a ton of activities throughout the week, including our Ag Olympics and Farmers Appreciation Breakfast. And then to end our year, we have our banquet just to award all of our amazing members.
Countdown to showtime. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
1, 2, 3. Take it in. What it's all about. We'll be the
Idaho FFA, get loud because it's time for the third general session of the 95th annual Idaho FFA State Convention. Your state sentinel from the Meridian FFA chapter, Allie Eisenheimer. Your state reporter from the American Falls FFA chapter, Anna Hernandez.
stop until we break through.
Your state treasurer from the Meridian FFA chapter, Gabe Hittamura.
The best.
Your state secretary from the Preston FFA chapter, Emily Sorensen. Your state vice president from the Salmon FFA chapter, Lizzie Mueller. And your state president from the Melba FFA chapter, Matthew White.
These fans is again keeping aces up free slate.
The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding this, the third general session of the 95th Idaho FFA State Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel, stationed by the door. Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
States to woman and child may know is a national organization. From the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep the plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will now call the roll of members.
There are 1,930 registered members and guests, Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities in leadership which an FFA membership possesses.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this, the third general session of the 95th Idaho FFA State Convention, duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Please rise for the national anthem. Thank you to Quinn Hoskins from the Cambridge FFA chapter for performing the national anthem. Agents, your attention please. I've been informed that our next session requires a specialist, someone trained for high-level operations. This agent specializes in quoting obscure movie lines, bringing humor to the team, and getting hilariously off task. His immense knowledge in bees makes him a valuable asset. So please welcome Agent Gabe to the briefing.
Thanks, Agent Matt. I'm glad to be here. I got your message. Something about a situation that requires our unique skill set.
Exactly. We're activating a new mission today. Top secret, high stakes.
A mission? Are we talking undercover work, recon, or one of those files labeled do not open?
Let's just say this one involves precision, focus, and a questionable amount of confidence.
So, classic agent stuff.
Exactly. And in this operation, everyone in the room is part of the session, whether they realize it or not. Agents, the third session of the 95th Idaho FFA State Convention has officially gone classified. This session is full of high-level operatives, so stay sharp, Idaho FFA, as we prepare for our mission, Operation Brotherhood. We'll hear from session sponsor, Valleywide Cooperative, recognize our district advisors, and hear from the IATA president.
We'll then move on to the second phase of our operation, hearing the retiring address from our state secretary, analyzing results from career development events, and uncovering more about the Idaho FFA Foundation scholarships.
Secure your gear and stand by. The third general session of the 95th Idaho FFA State Convention begins now.
In an organization full of trained agents like ours, every good mission starts with solid intel. And here to deliver that intel is Miss Faith Johnson from Valleywide Cooperative, this session's sponsor. Please welcome them to the stage.
Agriculture is more than what we do, it's who we are. It's the early mornings, the long days, the dedication to the land, the animals, and the communities we serve. And when we look at FFA, we see those same values reflected back in the young people sitting here this evening. FFA is not just an organization, it's a place where young leaders are built. It teaches responsibility, determination, leadership, and pride in agriculture. It gives students the opportunity to discover what they are capable of and challenge them to grow into the kind of people our industries and communities need. When Valleywide chooses to sponsor and support FFA, we are doing far more than sponsoring a program. We're investing in people, we're investing in agriculture, and most importantly, we're investing in the next generation of leaders who will carry this industry forward. The students involved in FFA today are tomorrow's farmers, ranchers, veterinarians, agronomists, educators, and agricultural innovators. They are individuals who continue feeding our communities, caring for our land, and moving rural America forward. Supporting them means supporting the future of everything we believe in. But what makes this partnership truly special is that it goes both ways. FFA reminds all of us of why agriculture matters. The passion, the work ethic, and the drive these students bring inspires everyone around them. It strengthens our communities and keeps the heart of agriculture strong. At Valleywide Cooperative, we believe in showing up for the communities that support us. Supporting FFA is one way we can do that. By encouraging young people, opening doors of opportunity, and helping them see that there is a strong future in agriculture. To the advisors, the mentors, the parents, and especially the students, thank you for the work you do. Your dedication, your leadership, your passion gives us confidence agriculture is in good hands. Valleywide Cooperative is proud to stand beside you, support you, and be part of your journey. Thank you.
We would like to thank Ms. Johnson and Valleywide Cooperative for their continuous support of the FFA and making events like this one today possible. Let's give her one more round of applause.
District advisors and presidents, please report backstage.
Agricultural educators are some of the strongest leaders and brightest role models that Idaho FFA has to offer. Their dedication is the reason that we are all here today. Please help me welcome Idaho Agricultural Teachers Association President Kaya Vines Bidiganetta.
We will stand.
Thank you. Like he said, my name is Kaya Vines Bidiganetta, and I am the Mountain Home FFA advisor. I am honored to serve as this year's president for the Idaho Agricultural Teachers Association. The IATA is a professional organization made up of your ag teachers with the purpose of bringing ag teachers together to promote and improve career and technical education. If your teacher gave you the talk before you got to state leadership conference this week and they told you, hey, you're going to have a lot of eyes on you, I know all the teachers in Idaho. Guess what? They're right. We are a large network that meets several times a year. Not only do the benefits include that we always have teachers there to help us and keep eyes on students at state leadership conference, but we also know someone when we're driving through every town in Idaho, and there is that support network there for us because sometimes, even as ag teachers, we need a little help. Your ag teacher has put in countless hours behind the scenes to get you here to state leadership conference. From the early morning career development event practices, to being on the phone, calling hotels to reserve your rooms, reserving dinners, and figuring out industry tours. They've put in a lot of time. Take a moment right now and look at your ag teacher. Tell them thank you. Thank you, ag teachers and students. Definitely make sure they have their favorite snacks and candies and drinks this week because it's a long one. We're so excited to be here, but it did take a lot, just like you have prepared to be here. Idaho FFA, this is your time to build your network. I challenge you to get to know the chapter you're sitting next to tonight at session. Talk to somebody you don't know at a workshop. Maybe even ask someone from a different chapter to dance tomorrow night. Your fellow FFA members that are here in this room are going to turn into your coworkers in the ag industry in the next 10 years. I can give you my teacher eye. I'll wait. Thank you. So your fellow FFA members, they are going to turn into your coworkers in the ag industry here in the next 10 years. This is your time to make connections, to start to build your network, to try to build it as large as our Idaho Ag Teacher Network is here. Good luck this week. Have so much fun. And Idaho FFA, it's time to build your network.
Mrs. Vines Bidiganetta, thank you for your remarks and everything you do for both Idaho agricultural teachers and the FFA. We truly appreciate your support. Let's give it up one more time for Mrs. Vines Bidiganetta and everything she does for all of us.
Matt, have you received word about our most skilled agents?
They are inbound and closing in on our location.
Perfect. The talent showcased by this next individual is sure to dazzle and secure success in our mission.
Let's introduce one of our most impressive agents and a finalist in the Idaho FFA talent show, Sophia Tibbles from the Troy FFA chapter.
Écoutez-moi, chanteuse, un ami, parlez, c'est moi, à vous amour, amis. Talk about this girl with blue eyes at this song. I want to write stories that will inspire. C'est tout. Voilà qui je suis, mais voilà même ici, mise en nu je oui, mais voilà tous les bris et dans le silence. Regardez-moi, oh dis-moi c'est qui l'ouest. Regardez-moi, avant que jamais déteste. Qua foutine che nelle vede no, t'ora pure non. C'est tout, moi, tout ce que j'ai, je l'ai déposé. Voilà, voilà, qui je suis, voilà, c'est, mes années, c'est fini. It's my war, it's my cry, that I can be heard. Voilà, just ici, my dream, desire, on so crève, on so crie, mais voilà, tous les prix. Dans le silence. N'importe pas. Sous vos supplices de longtemps. Som sauver des panneaux. Au fija fuja pas comment. Aimez-moi, que un ennemi. She's a fuck to toujours. Je vais complètement parce qu'il m'a si c'est pas mais comme tout. Voilà, voilà qui je suis. See, mes années c'est fini. Here I am in the noise, the fury too. God, in my hands, all I have is here. It's my mouth, it's my shout. Me voilà, me voilà, me voilà. Voilà. Voilà, voilà qui je suis, mais voilà ici, mes années c'est fini, c'est pas quand c'est bon prix, mais voilà tant pis.
Let's give it up for her one more time. I mean, that was incredible. Every strong team has people guiding their mission. In Idaho FFA, those are our district advisors. Their support and dedication make a huge difference across the state. So join me in taking a moment to recognizing them for all that they do.
Hello, my name is Hayden Higgins. I'm this year's Boise Valley District President from the Melba FFA chapter. And I'd like to recognize Daniel Hikala for being our advisor throughout this year. He did such an amazing year in office. And I would also like to recognize our 2026-2027 Boise Valley District Advisor, Mr. Poutsier. I hope you have an amazing year in office.
Hi, my name is Haley Byrne, and I'm the president of the High Desert FFA District. We would like to say thank you to Mrs. Christensen for the past 2 years of outstanding advisory for our district and present her with this plaque as a way of saying thank you. We would also like to welcome our new district advisor, Ms. Nelson. Hello, Idaho FFA. I'm Katie O'Connell, serving as the North Idaho District President, and I would like to thank Levi Stone for being our district advisor this year.
Hello, my name is Ian Penuelis, the new district president of the North Idaho FFA district, and we would like to give a warm welcome to the new North Idaho district advisor, Miss Alexis Moore.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jones, the North Upper Snake River District President, and we would like to thank Mr. Heyer for a wonderful year of service. We would also like to welcome Mr. Davis as the 2026-2027 District Advisor.
Good evening. My name is Abby Morgan. I served as the president of the East Magic Valley District this year, and we would love to thank Ms. Cami Schumann for all of her time and work this year. And then we'd also like to say thank you and welcome to Mr. Jeffries. He's going to be our district advisor for the 2026-2027 year.
I'm Mike and Rinless Baker from the North Gem FFA chapter in the Southeast Idaho District. I'd like to thank Christina Sharp of the Preston FFA chapter for being our 2025-2026 district advisor. I'd also like to welcome and congratulate Mitch Bowles from the West Side chapter in the Southeast Idaho District as our new 2026-2027 district advisor.
Hi, I'm Annalise Coy. I'm the North Magic Valley District President, and I'd like to thank Daniel Knott for being our 2025-2026 District Advisor.
My name's Uncle Rob, and last night I drove 1,800 miles with roller dogs and gummy bears. Yeah. I'm just kidding. My name's Gus Dugan. I'm from the South Magic Valley, and I'd like to congratulate our outgoing district advisor, Miss Oy, on a job exceptionally well done. And I'd like to introduce our amazing Mrs. Evans as our incoming district advisor. Can I get Bob on diesel?
Good evening. My name is Jada Duckett, and I am currently serving as the president of the Treasure Valley District. I would like to thank the 2025-2026 District Advisor, Mr. Rule, for all the hard work and dedication he put into our district. I would also like to welcome Ms. Spangler to serve as the 2026-2027 Treasure Valley District Advisor.
My name is Natalia Jamet, and I am currently serving as your Western Idaho District President. I would like to thank Mrs. Tessa Holbert for doing an exceptionally job well done and giving her time and effort to our district.
My name is Claire Matthews, and I am currently serving as the Western Idaho District Vice President, and we would like to welcome Ms. Carroll as our new 2026-2027 District Advisor.
Hello, I am Bailey Ritchie. I am the president of the South Upper Snake River District. Like to thank Jason Clemens for being the last advisor and bringing in Lyle Zog as our new advisor.
To our advisors, thank you for the work that you've put in this past year. We are truly grateful for all that you have done. To our incoming advisors, we wish you a successful year ahead.
Could you suffocated? I wanna feel to my blood. Tell me is this wicked for you?
All right, my name is Jordan Sorensen, and Emily is my little sister. Even though everyone thought she was older while we were growing up, she has been my partner in crime since day one, literally. One of our favorite games was Cops and Robbers. We took that game very seriously. Me, our cousin, and my little brother literally tied her to a table and left her in the sun because that was our jail. And as if that wasn't bad enough, I may have used her to do my chores too. I would sit on my bed supervising her while she cleaned my room and told her it was a game. Sadly, that doesn't work anymore. She enjoys camping, razor rides, reading, as well as anything dance-related, and rodeo. And as you now know, she loves FFA. She first joined in 8th grade and has had great success, and I have been lucky to share many wins and memories with her on teams and trips. This organization has developed a special place in her heart, so Idaho FFA, join me in welcoming my sister to the stage, your state secretary, Emily Sorensen, as she gives her retiring address titled 8 Seconds.
Thank you, Mama, and thank you, Daddy, for the ride. Most of all, thanks to the bulls that brought me up.
By the time I was 14, I had come to one conclusion. I loved rodeo. But more specifically, I love bull riding. I even have the 2-foot-tall Stetson Wright poster hanging on my wall to prove it. One weekend in February, that love put me in the stands to watch 2 rounds of professional bull riding. While sitting in my seat styling my pink cowboy hat, I watched John Crimber, the rider who in the PBR was ranked number 5 in the world, get ready on his bull. The arena was silent. The gate opened. I screamed as he hit 6 seconds. He was going to ride. When the buzzer hit 8, the crowd erupted. It was the perfect moment. He was now looking at winning this round. However, as he walked away, he limped. 8 seconds had changed the course of his night. Despite his injury, he got back on another bull for the final rounds. He couldn't control what had happened in those 8 seconds, which caused his injury, but he could control what happened after. I left the arena that night with the realization 8 seconds can change everything. But how we respond to those 8 seconds can matter just as much. We don't get to choose the moments that knock us down or the fears we are scared to overcome. But what we do get to choose is how we respond after. It was the end of my sophomore year of high school, which meant it was time for ballroom tryouts for the next school year. I was convinced I was going to make the highest team at Cache Valley Ballroom, the youth gold team. Tryouts were a span of 3 days. 2 days of instruction to learn a waltz and cha-cha routine, and 1 day of performing to the coaches who would then place the dancers on the team. My partner, Monty, and I, to impress the coaches, decided to break out our cha-cha routine we used for individual competitions. While it was easy to figure out the cha-cha, challenge remains, the waltz. Monty is about 6'3". I am lucky to reach 5'5" when in my ballroom heels. Because of the height difference, it is extremely difficult to dance the correct frame because I must reach all the way up to Monty. And on top of that, I must take enormous steps back so I do not cut him off. We spent the majority of our time working on the waltz. And by the time we danced for our coaches, I had felt confident we both had accomplished our goals of finally making it off the youth silver team and earning our spot on the coveted youth gold. The following Monday, before going to school, I was scrolling on Instagram when a post from Cache Valley Ballroom came into my feed. The post contained the link to the results from tryouts. Youth Gold was the first team listed. I was excited when I saw Monty's name. He had made it. But wait, where was my name? It wasn't until I scrolled to the youth silver team that I found it. Within a few seconds, my dreams of dancing on Youth Gold were shattered. I had worked so hard, performed a more complicated routine, but in the end, I didn't make it. It grew to a point I didn't even want to team dance anymore. I struggled focusing on how others were better than me, and I struggled with the question, why didn't I make the Youth Gold team? I was faced with 2 decisions. First, I could make the best of the situation. Second, I could walk away. I chose to make the best of the situation by focusing on the positives. I had to turn the thought of I wasn't good enough into the thought I have more to learn. It showed me while I may be a good dancer, I still have a lot of room for improvement. There's always positive in situations which we find less than ideal. Sometimes we just have to go digging for it. And it's when that digging starts to feel exhausting or we cannot find those positives that we must rely on the people around us. For me, I went to go find my mom. However, it looks different for all of us. I want everyone to take a moment to look around you. The people sitting beside you, your friends surrounding you in the blue jackets, your advisors, These people can be your biggest support system in finding those positives. One thing about me, I love movies. One of my favorite movie quotes comes from a movie called Winnie the Pooh. In one episode, Piglet turns to Pooh and asks, Pooh, how do you spell love? Pooh smiles and answers, you don't spell it, you feel it. The summer following my junior year of high school, I competed in the Milk Quality and Products CDE with my older brother, Jordan. My team spent hours after school practicing milk defects, tasting cheese, and comparing dairy and non-dairy products. Minus one bad experience of drinking some expired milk. We had felt confident when the first week of June finally arrived. However, after competing, we felt uncertain on how we did. So when we found out we were in the top 5, we were thrilled. Individual rankings began to be called. I remember the excitement that filled me when 5th and 7th place were announced from the Preston FFA chapter. However, as the announcer continued, I began to fake the smile on my face out of fear that I didn't place, and I had let my team down. By the time we reached 2nd place, my name and my brother's name had yet to be called. I remember those worries immediately leaving my stomach when the announcer said,
In 2nd place, from the Preston FFA chapter, Emily Sorensen.
And as I took a step forward to receive my medal, my brother gave me the biggest hug. Right after, when Jordan Sorensen was announced as the Milk Quality Products State Champion, I was just as excited as when my name had been called. Once we were off the stage, he told me when I had been called for 2nd, he believed he was the drop scorer on the team, thinking that meant that he did not place. Within a few seconds, he had to turn what could have been a negative thought of I didn't place into the positive thought, my little sister did. And he gave me the biggest hug as I took a step forward. It's moments like this where we can feel the quote from Winnie the Pooh. Love is not something that we can spell, but something we feel in the small, quiet moments, such as a hug when we accomplish something grand, or it can come from those who support us quietly as we take on our biggest fears. My freshman year of high school, I decided to try my hand in the Creed speaking competition. Now, let me give some insight on who freshman Emily was. She was very different than the person sitting on this stage speaking to you today. Freshman Emily was the person who couldn't even speak in front of her class because of how anxious it made her feel. So when my mom told me I should try my hand in the Creed speaking competition, I reluctantly agreed. In my mind, I was not going to do it unless my advisors asked me about it. My plan immediately backfired when Mrs. Wells said in class, Emily, you should do the Creed. She gave me the paper later that day. I was terrified. What if my voice shakes? What if I forget the Creed and I embarrass myself? What if I don't know how to answer the questions at the end? I practiced every night with the help of my mom to make sure I wouldn't forget it on stage. I met with Mr. Crosley, who gave me the sample questions so I would feel more confident in answering them. The day of the chapter runoff finally arrived. I was so anxious when I was walking to the stairs, I had to look down at my feet and watch every single step I was taking so I wouldn't trip and fall. And when I finally made it to that stage, I took a deep breath and I delivered the Creed. Why did I get on that stage when I could have just said no? I have come to the conclusion it is because of the people around me and in the audience who believed I could do it. It was my mom who listened to me while I was practicing. It was Mrs. Wells telling me to do it, and Mr. Crosley who gave me the sample questions. I want everyone to think back earlier when I mentioned I was faced with the hard decision of do I walk away or do I continue to move forward? I now want you to answer that question for yourself. And I want you to think, when we are faced with this hard decision, we must rely on the people around us to help us choose to continue to move forward. Once again, I want everyone to find their advisor. This person is your biggest cheerleader. They see the potential in you before you see the potential in yourself. John Crimber got back on his bull for the final round despite his injury. The possibility of winning the event helped him push past his setback and overcome his fear of getting hurt worse. One of my favorite quotes is fear has two meanings: face everything and rise, or forget everything and run. The choice is yours. The moment I was placed on a lower ballroom team, the love and support I felt from my older brother when he thought I had beat him at his favorite competition. The fear I felt when competing in the Creed speaking competition. These are some of my 8-second moments. Moments where we have to take a step out of our comfort zone. And it may not always go the way we want, but how we respond after matters more. What are some of your 8-second moments? They could be walking into an officer interview, trying a new FFA competition, trying out for a sports team, or overcoming a deep fear such as public speaking. When your 8-second moments come, what will you choose? Like John Crimber, will you choose to get back on your bull for the final round and rise above your fears? Or will you let your fears control you and walk away from your bull? Idaho FFA, when your 8-second moments of fear or moments come, rely on those around you and choose to rise.
And ride is worth the fall. Fall was worth the smile. Smiles were worth the tears. Tears were worth the miles. Worth the pain. Pain was worth it. It's all worth this life. Life is worth the ride. Ride is worth.
The chair recognizes the delegates from the Preston FFA chapter.
Oh, Emily, or should I say M-Dog, before you were the state secretary, you are our FFA mom. From dragging me out of bed to accidentally hitting me with your car, you always made sure I got up. You gave the best hugs when things seemed too overwhelming, and man, did you have a Mary Poppins bag, because you somehow always had everything we needed. Thank you for being my personal therapist and being honest with me, even when you gave answers I didn't like. I wouldn't be where I am in FFA without you. You encouraged me to find my place and find my love for FFA.
Emmy, no matter what time it is, we can always count on you to make things fun. You're always down to hang out, want to eat an ice cream, a good cry, or both. I know I can always count on you when you need a hug or boy advice. I really, really wanted to share something embarrassing about you, but then I remembered you actually don't get embarrassed. I don't know if I would still be doing FFA if it wasn't for you. As a freshman, I wasn't sure where I fit in, but you adopted me and became my FFA mom and shared your love for the FFA with me, and I couldn't be more grateful. I love you, Emmy. Madam Chairman, I move to accept Emily's retiring address entitled 8 Seconds
and commend her on a job exceptionally well done. I think it's me. Let the conference minutes show that Emily's retiring address, entitled 8 Seconds, was unanimously accepted and she be commended on a job exceptionally well done. Emily, you are someone who always finds the positive in every moment. Your positivity leaves an impact on every single person you meet. Your love for the color pink matches your fun and bright personality. We really appreciate the cat stickers on your car because you are recognized wherever you go. 6 stories, 1 moment. Love, Gabe, Lizzie, Matt, Allie, and Anna. Idaho FFA, for the final time, your 2025 to 2026 Idaho FFA State Secretary, Emily Sorensen.
Pride was worth the throne, the fall was worth the smiles. The smiles were worth the tears, tears were worth the miles, were worth the pain, pain was worth it all. It's all worth this life. Life is worth the ride. The ride is worth
When the sun is gone and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No one be afraid, no one be afraid. Just as long as you stand by. Stand by me. Stand by me.
if the sky
It's a sky.
come on, you tumble and fall.
Mountain come to the feet. I won't cry.
I won't cry.
Shed my tears. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Stand by me.
Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand?
Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand.
You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel.
All Idaho FFA Foundation scholarship recipients report to the gym lobby.
You know it's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life.
Thank you to the Idaho FFA State Choir, directed by Josh Nelson, for providing an excellent soundtrack for our mission. All spies rely on a code, a set of guiding principles that shape every decision they make. In FFA, our creed is that code, and the members that speak it carry our values forward with clarity and confidence. So please help me in welcoming the creed-speaking finalists to the stage.
The 2026 Idaho FFA State Creed-Speaking Leadership Development Event Travel Grant to the National FFA Convention is sponsored by D.L. Evans Bank. For the Creed-Speaking Leadership Development Event, in fourth place, from the Hagerman FFA chapter, Joel Knapp. In third place, from the Minico FFA chapter, Lindsay Kuda. In second place, from the Rigby FFA chapter, Lena Jossi. In first place, representing Idaho at the National FFA Convention, from the Filer FFA chapter, Josephine Coates. Congratulations to all the participants of the Creed-Speaking LDE.
In any organized team, knowing how to communicate, make decisions, and stay on track is essential. And in FFA, parliamentary procedure is where those skills really shine. Please help me in welcoming the parliamentary procedure teams to the stage.
The 2026 Idaho FFA State Parliamentary Procedure Leadership Development Event Travel Grant to the National FFA Convention is sponsored by the Idaho FFA Foundation David and Angie Daniel Endowment. For the Parliamentary Procedure Leadership Development Event, the High Chair is Liberty Simper from the CUNA FFA chapter. In fourth place, the Preston FFA chapter.
In third place, the Troy FFA chapter. In second place, the Fruitland FFA chapter. In first place, representing Idaho at the National FFA Convention, the CUNA FFA chapter. Congratulations to all the participants of the Parliamentary Procedure LDE. Agents, when things go south in the middle of an operation, you're forced to think quick and rely on intuition and problem solving. These next operatives were thrown into a high pressure situation and were given only minutes to gather intel, build a plan, and report their speech back to a panel of judges without blowing their cover or their time limit. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the extemporaneous speaking finalists. The 2026 Idaho FFA State Extemporaneous Speaking Leadership Development Event Travel Grant to the National FFA Convention is sponsored by the Idaho Farm Bureau Federation. For the Extemporaneous Speaking Leadership Development Event, in fourth place, from the Filer FFA chapter, Arabella Colts. In third place, from the Sugar Salem FFA chapter, Sarah Jones. In second place, from the American Falls FFA chapter, Abby Morgan. In first place, representing Idaho at the National FFA Convention, from the Meridian FFA chapter, Mac Holmes. Congratulations to all the participants of the Extemporaneous Speaking LDE.
Everyone knows that one key aspect of being a spy is being the best dressed in the room. And what better to adorn our sharp outfits than some well-made boutonnieres? Luckily, I just know the agents who are there for us to help us with that problem. In this event, individuals help identify tools and flora used to create elaborate arrangements, as well as putting their creativity to the test, creating arrangements of their own. Please help me in welcoming the Floriculture Creative Development Event finalists.
The 2026 Idaho FFA State Floriculture Career Development Event Travel Grant to the National FFA Convention is sponsored by the Camille Beckman Foundation. For the Floriculture Career Development Event, top individuals tied for 9th place, receiving a power clap from the Nampa FFA chapter, Emily Gasper, and from the Meridian FFA chapter, Laylee Jensen. In 8th place, from the Nampa FFA chapter, Savannah Guinnesstar. In 7th place, from the American Falls FFA chapter, Naomi Rivas. In 6th place, from the Fruitland FFA chapter, Amelia Alam. In 5th place, receiving a pin from the CUNA FFA chapter, Abigail Pollack. In 4th place, from the Meridian FFA chapter, Kathleen Van. In 3rd place, from the American Falls FFA chapter, Abigail Vivian. In 2nd place, from the American Falls FFA chapter, Melanie Medina. In 1st place, from the American Falls FFA chapter, Shaylee Taylor. For the Floriculture Career Development Event overall teams, in 10th place, receiving a power clap, the Shoshone FFA chapter. In 9th place, the Filer FFA chapter. In 8th place, the Hanson FFA chapter. In 7th place, the Fruitland FFA chapter. In 6th place, the Middleton FFA chapter. In 5th place, receiving a plaque, the CUNA FFA chapter. In 4th place, the Minico FFA chapter. In 3rd place, the Meridian FFA chapter. In 2nd place, the Nampa FFA chapter. In 1st place, representing Idaho at the National FFA Convention, the American Falls FFA chapter. Congratulations to all the participants of the Floriculture CDE.
I think I'm going to need some support on this next mission. Agent Matt, I'm calling in backup. Give me broiler, layer, and roaster.
Those aren't call signs. Those are poultry terms.
Well, in that case, it looks like we have the perfect individuals for our next mission. These specialists evaluate and categorize cuts of poultry, as well as analyzing defects in eggs and poultry products. Please help me in welcoming the Poultry Evaluation Career Development Event finalists to the stage.
The 2026 Idaho FFA State Poultry Career Development Event Travel Grant to the National FFA Convention is sponsored by the Versova Community Foundation. For the Poultry Career Development Event, top individuals. Tied for 9th place, receiving a power clap from the Jerome FFA chapter, Jasmine Abunza. And from the Payette FFA chapter, Joshua Zahovitz. In 8th place, from the Murtaugh FFA chapter, Grace Clower. In 7th place, from the Jerome FFA chapter, Marie Gomez Pisano. In 6th place, from the Jerome FFA chapter, Will Lebsack. In 5th place, from the Preston FFA chapter, Emmy Thomas. In 4th place, receiving a pin, from the Emmett FFA chapter, Taylor Eubanks. In 3rd place, from the Preston FFA chapter, Alyssa Weeks. In 2nd place, from the Preston FFA chapter, Howard Jenkins. In 1st place, from the Preston FFA chapter, Lizzie Williamson. For the Poultry Career Development Event overall teams, in 10th place, receiving a power clap, the Teton County FFA chapter. In 9th place, the Cambridge FFA chapter. In 8th place, the Homedale FFA chapter. In 7th place, the Nampa FFA chapter. In 6th place, the Payette FFA chapter. In 5th place, receiving a plaque, the Hanson FFA chapter. In 4th place, the Murtaugh FFA chapter. In 3rd place, the Emmett FFA chapter. In 2nd place, the Jerome FFA chapter. In 1st place, representing Idaho at the National FFA Convention, the Preston FFA chapter. Congratulations to all the participants of the Poultry CDE.
In a world where agriculture shapes the foundation of our future, there exists a transformative event that empowers the leaders of tomorrow, the National FFA Washington Leadership Conference. Welcome to WLC, where young agriculture enthusiasts from every corner of the United States comes together for a life-changing experience. It's not just another conference. It's an extraordinary journey of self-discovery, personal growth, and empowerment. Through sessions, interactive tours, and creative one-on-one spaces, FFA members unlock their full leadership potential. Held in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., attendees gain firsthand knowledge on policy-making processes and understand the critical role of what it means to be a change maker. Beyond the conference walls, FFA members create lifelong connections and lasting friendships with like-minded individuals that share a passion for agriculture. Equipped with newfound confidence and leadership skills, FFA members return to their communities as empowered leaders, ready to make a positive impact with the service plan community. WLC ignites the flame of ambition, inspiring young leaders to shape the future of agriculture and influence their communities. So join us in this extraordinary journey, a journey that will leave a lasting mark on your life and in turn, the world. Register now for the National FFA Washington Leadership Conference, where learning, leading, and service come together to change lives. The National FFA Washington Leadership Conference, to do what we can with what we have, where we are.
The Idaho FFA Foundation works hard to provide several experiences for its members. From scholarships to career success tours, these experiences help set up our members for future success. They also work hard to provide the strongest lineup of supporters. So please help me in welcoming the Idaho FFA Foundation's Executive Director, Carly Jordan, to the stage.
Good evening, Idaho FFA. I'm Carly Jordan, the Executive Director of the Idaho FFA Foundation.
And I'm Maggie Hammond, Program and Event Manager. It's an honor to be here with you tonight.
The Idaho FFA Foundation exists for one reason: you. Every scholarship, every grant, every travel opportunity, and every experience we help fund is an investment in your future as leaders in agriculture and beyond. This year alone, Foundation programs have supported hundreds of students through SAE grants, career success tours, leadership development, national travel, and chapter projects across Idaho. And none of it would be possible without the generosity of donors, alumni, businesses, and supporters who believe in the power of agricultural education. Whether you're discovering careers, strengthening your skills, or preparing for what comes next, we're proud to walk alongside you every step of the way. Tonight, we're honored to recognize outstanding FFA members whose work, service, and dedication have earned scholarships that will support their next chapter. Congratulations to every recipient, and thank you to the donors who make these opportunities possible.
Thank you. We're so proud of each of you. And now we would like to begin recognizing this year's Idaho FFA Foundation Scholarship recipients. As your scholarship is announced, please make your way on stage, smile for a photo, and help us celebrate all of your achievements. The Idaho FFA Foundation will proudly award $79,000 in college and Washington Leadership Conference scholarships to 67 members tonight. Let's begin. As our raffle scholarship recipients come on stage now, I would like to recognize the Idaho FFA Foundation Raffle Scholarship Program. This year, we're awarding 22 $1,000 scholarships to high school seniors. These scholarships are funded entirely through ticket sales for the statewide UTV raffle. A very special thank you goes to Sid Freeman of Caldwell, who's championed this program for the past 15 years, and to the Idaho FFA alumni and supporters who work behind the scenes to ensure the success of this important foundation program. Please help me thank everyone who makes this scholarship possible. Congratulations to the recipients. You may exit the stage. Next, we'll recognize the Idaho FFA Foundation Scholarship Raffle Agriculture Education Scholarships.
As these recipients come forward, I'd like to share that this scholarship is awarded to seniors pursuing careers in agricultural education. Thanks to strong ticket sales and generous buyers, we are proud to award 3 $2,000 agricultural education scholarships today. These students are preparing to become future ag teachers and mentors. Please join me in thanking everyone who supports this scholarship. Congratulations, recipients. Up next, the Beta Seed scholarships.
As our Beta Seed scholarship recipients walk on stage, I'd like to thank Beta Seed for funding 2 $1,000 scholarships to support students pursuing careers in agriculture. Beta Seed is the leading sugar beet seed brand in North America and is known for strong disease tolerance and high yield potential. Their team continues to support Idaho producers by providing performance data, agronomic knowledge, and reliable communications. Please help me thank Beta Seed for their investment in Idaho FFA members. Congratulations.
Now we recognize the Tammy Earl Daniel Memorial Scholarship. As these recipients come on stage, I want to honor the memory of Tammy Earl Daniel. Tammy was a dedicated Melba FFA member who raised and showed sheep, cattle, and horses. She served as a chapter officer, competed in livestock and dairy judging, participated in public speaking, and served as the state conference parliamentarian in 1979. Tammy loved helping younger members learn showmanship and always believed in the importance of education. Her family continues her legacy by offering this $1,000 scholarship to help FFA members pursue their dreams. Please help me thank the Daniel family for honoring Tammy's legacy.
I would like to thank D&B Supply for funding 2 $1,000 scholarships to support students pursuing agricultural careers. Founded in 1959 in Caldwell, Idaho, D&B Supply has grown into a trusted provider for farmers, ranchers, and homeowners across Idaho and Oregon. Their continued support reflects their commitment to the people who live and work in the West. Let's give D&B and our wonderful scholarship recipient a round of applause.
Next, we honor Meridian Dairy Days. As these recipients come forward, we want to thank Meridian Dairy Days for awarding 21 scholarships to Idaho FFA members. Since 1929, Meridian Dairy Days has celebrated the dairy industry and invested in youth programs like 4-H and FFA. With fewer dairies in the Treasure Valley, the goal of this scholarship is to support young people pursuing agriculture and dairy-related fields. Please help me thank the Meridian Dairy Board for their support.
As our Houck Farms scholarship recipients come on stage, I want to thank the Houck family of Bonners Ferry, Idaho. Houck Farms celebrated 100 years in production agriculture in 2024, and their family chose to invest in the future of agriculture by founding this endowed scholarship. Their commitment to the next generation ensures that Idaho agriculture remains strong. Please help me in thanking the Houck Farms for supporting these wonderful Idaho FFA members.
Congratulations. Now we honor Dairy West. As these recipients come forward, we want to thank Dairy West for funding 5 $2,000 scholarships. Dairy West works to strengthen the future of the dairy industry while building healthy communities. These scholarships support students planning careers in dairy production, dairy food science, and other roles connected to the dairy industry. Please help thank Dairy West for their continued support.
She's a trooper. As these recipients come on stage, we want to thank Grant and Sarah Marcoux from Boundary County in North Idaho for their generosity in creating a brand new endowed scholarship with our FFA Foundation this year. Their gift of $50,000 will grow in perpetuity and continue. A huge thanks to the Marcoux for bolstering the agriculture industry and the next generation of leaders who will change the world. This is the very first scholarship from this endowment. It's very exciting for these two. So please help me in thanking the Marcoux and congratulate these two on their new award.
Before we recognize our WLC scholarship recipients, we want to share that the Washington Leadership Conference offers FFA members a premier leadership experience in our nation's capital. Students explore the principles of exploration, encouragement, advocacy, and service, and leave with a Living to Serve plan that impacts their communities. Now we will begin recognizing this year's WLC scholarship recipients.
As the Dwayne Testolinic WLC scholarship recipients enter the stage, we would like to honor the Mr. Dwayne Testolinic. Mr. Testolinic served for more than 35 years as the Fruitland FFA advisor and influenced generations of Idaho FFA leaders. His chapter produced 6 state presidents, 2 national vice presidents, and 17 future ag teachers. His belief in students was unwavering, and his impact still shines through the lives of those he taught. 2 WLC scholarships are awarded in his memory, and we are honored to have his son Mike Testolinic as another ag teacher in the room tonight. Please help me thank the Dwayne Testolinic family. Congratulations.
As these recipients come forward, we honor the legacy of Sarah Brosh Schmidt. Sarah was an active member of the Payette FFA chapter, served as an Idaho FFA president in 1989 to 1990, and spent years serving students at WLC as a counselor and director. Before she passed away in 2016, Sarah and her husband Jim created an endowment so Idaho members could continue experiencing the life-changing impact of WLC. We are proud to award 2 scholarships in her memory. Please join me in thanking the Schmidt family for continuing to honor Sarah's legacy.
The Idaho FFA Foundation is honored to award 2 general WLC scholarships from our generous donations across the state. We are very thankful for everyone who chooses to send in their contributions to the Idaho FFA Foundation because it helps us create opportunities such as WLC scholarships and Gift of Blue Jackets and many other programs. Congratulations to these 2, and we're very proud to support you. Let's give one more round of applause for every scholarship recipient and every donor that made tonight happen. You represent the very best of Idaho FFA, and we're excited to see where your talents and leadership take you. Thanks, Idaho FFA. Have a great rest of your state convention.
Thank you to Carly, Maggie, and the Foundation for your continuous support of Idaho FFA and its 5,938 members. We couldn't do it without you. Let's give it up one more time for the Foundation.
Please welcome to the stage the 2026 State Creed winner, Josephine Coates from the Filer FFA chapter, who will have the opportunity to represent Idaho at the 99th National FFA Convention and Expo this fall.
The FFA Creed by E.M. Tiffany. I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturists, and the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits is pleasant as well as challenging. For I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life and hold an inborn fondness for those associations which, even in hours of discouragement, I cannot deny. I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly, with such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturists to serve our own and the public interest in producing and marketing the product of our toil. I believe in less dependence on begging and more power in bargaining, in the life abundant and enough honest wealth to help I get so, for others as well as myself, in less need for charity and more of it when needed, in being happy myself and playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life, and that I can exert an influence in my home and community, which will stand solid for my part in that inspiring task. Thank you.
Great.
Josephine, great job. Us agents will have your back when you embark on your next mission at National Convention.
Stop right there.
Agents, we've been tracking 2 high priority targets all session. Highly trained, impossible to track, and apparently bold enough to walk right into our mission.
Well, when protocol says when you finally corner your targets,
you fight the only way you know how.
A dance battle.
That's right.
So agents, let's kick it old school.
Tricky. Say I'm overrated. Musicians really hate it. My name is, but I'm number one. It's a snap to make you got some back. It's tricky to rock around. That's right. On time is tricky. Tricky to rock around. That's right. On time is tricky.
Well, I think you just unlocked a new SAE.
What's that?
Or farming.
Well, I think we can call that mission success. In this session, we heard from our session sponsor, Valley-wide Cooperative, foundation leaders, and IATA President Kaya Vines-Beniganetta.
If there's one thing,
we heard from our district advisors, foundation leaders, and we heard our state secretary's retiring address.
If there's one thing that I've learned from my training at the academy, it's that there's always one more mission around the corner.
Let's give one more hand for our mission well done.
Agents, this isn't goodbye for good. Be sure to report back to headquarters for the 4th general session of the 95th annual Idaho FFA State Convention at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow.
No, I didn't. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have the following announcements. Thank you again to Valleywide Cooperative for sponsoring our third session, and to our future leader sponsors, the Idaho Farm Bureau Federation and the Young Farmers and Ranchers. Thank you for supporting Idaho FFA. A reminder that all convention updates and information can be found in the convention app by visiting m.growidahoFFA.org. We will be having a 2025 Summer Outdoor Leadership Retreat Union from Friday to 3 to 4 p.m. in the Taylor Upper Sub. This will be the perfect time to catch up with friends from Solar. Please clean up after yourselves and quickly vacate the classrooms as you leave after the workshops. We need to allow the CSI teachers and students to return to those rooms on time for their classes. Please be respectful and quiet in the hallways as classes are in session. Please note the following changes to the arena. The arena will open 1 hour prior to session start time, and pre-sessions begin 1/2 hour before session start time. We ask all students to please wait outside the doors of the CSI Gymnasium prior to session start time, and to please be courteous of the CSI athletes using the facilities. Please use the stairs on the bleachers to access floor seating. Do not use the south stairwell for accessing the floor. We ask anyone needing to access backstage to use the hallway on the west side of the gym. We will not allow backstage access down the north stairwell. A reminder that award finalists will have reserved seating for the session of their awards. Please plan on arriving early and checking in to find your reserved seating. Please note that the Idaho FFA Convention Dance will be held Friday night at 7 to 10 p.m. at the Twin Falls High School. Join us here for session 4 tomorrow morning. Doors open at 7 a.m. for degree recipients. We ask that they be seated by 7:30 a.m. The session will begin at 8:30 a.m.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this, the 4th general session of the 95th Idaho FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let's be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this session adjourned.